What is the role of an expert? Well, the expert is supposed to know lots about the subject on which they speak, and I don't actually think that's the main reason we have experts. Sure, it's really important for us to be able to specialize in certain things and leave other things to other people, but I actually think there's a deeper, more instinctual drive behind it. I actually think that we are trying to, very often, outsource our thinking to the expert so that we're no longer responsible for it. It's actually a return to the simplicity of childhood. Most children, up until they're around 8 or 9 years old, they idealize their parents. It's like they think that mummy or daddy can do anything. Mummy and daddy know everything and they can fix everything. And it's quite a significant event in a child's life to realize that their parents aren't all powerful, that they don't know everything. And it makes the world a bit more scary and less secure. But as adults, we very often try to wind back the clock and have someone do all the thinking for us. We get to enjoy a much more simple and safe world again. And I think it's this same desire to return to innocence and simplicity that makes people vote for politicians who promise to change the world but have no idea and no capability of delivering upon their promises. And it's also very attractive to get behind an authoritative and wise figure who might have a simple slogan that we can project and twist to mean whatever we want it to mean. It means one thing to one person, another thing to another person. And people aren't often voting so much for someone to represent them as much as they are for that surrogate parent who can make everything better. And people do the same thing with online gurus and influencers. If you look at the discourse around these people, there's not much conversation about whether their actual views were correct or not. It's more about whether they are a good or bad person, whether they are a good or bad parent. One reason why I will never be a guru is that I simply cannot live with being so dishonest as to project an image that suggests that I don't have any problems or suggests that I know everything. I'm very open about my faults, about the things that I don't know, although at the same time I'm also very conscious that I speak from scars, not wounds. I don't give something away that can be used to hurt me. But I get a lot of respect and admiration from the men that I coach and mentor because I don't make myself out to be perfect. Perhaps authenticity is part of the reason I get the respect that I do. People who project perfection or like they know everything are always a little bit suspicious, even if they don't realize it. And through being honest with those I mentor, they know that I'm not so far away from where they are now, that I was walking a similar path to the one they are now. And also that there are going to always be questions for which I don't know the answer. There are going to be questions for which I can only say,
I don't know.
I never try to position myself as a leader. My role is to try to get people to ditch the unhelpful programming, be more in touch with themselves, in touch with their authentic and honest wants and needs, and to take action on those. To be their own leader, or at the very least, if they cannot do that, to be very conscious and careful in who they choose to follow. And this process isn't a quick fix like so many people in the coaching space are trying to sell. There's no magic formula that is going to make your problems disappear overnight. I can't be the godlike substitute parent figure for someone who has childlike magical thinking that someone can instantly make everything better. But I have been to hell and back several times in my life. And I've rebuilt my life into something completely different than the way it was before. And for those willing to put in the hard work over months and years, I can steer them in the right direction to do the same. But on the topic of experts and influencers and gurus, what do you think? Do you have gurus and experts that you follow? How much do you examine what they tell you before you follow it? And please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for listening.